Yeah, I think PoE 2 is pretty fucking sick. Like I said, Lightning Ranger definitely a great intro build, great starter build, great low budget build, great solo self found build. There's really nothing it can't do, man. I solo self found up to 80 until I started hitting trade. Even in the passive tree, it's super easy to look at where you want to go and then develop a late game concept where you can kind of retool all of the key nodes that are responsible for the build's effectiveness in distributing those shocks via the lightning arrow. And yeah, dude, that shit's just so damn important. And yeah, man, like you don't need to specialize any element, so it's got a lot of flexibility. You can play it any which way you want. If you decide you don't like Lightning Arrow, but you enjoy the Deadeye Ranger, you can switch over to doing like a Rain of Arrows or a Tornado Shot, Poison Burst build, Gas and Ignite. Yeah, dude, it's crazy to me that people didn't see, and maybe this is my bias. This is definitely me checking my fucking old head PoE biases. But like, goddamn, dude, it's just so obvious to me that the Ranger, somebody at Triple G has a soft spot in their heart for the Ranger, and it is either like someone's baby or it's the standard by which they judge the effectiveness of everything else. It's just so capable, so ready. Uh, you don't need, you get all of the benefits of like a melee attack build with all of the benefits of a ranged caster build with none of the drawbacks of either. That's the crazy thing is like you don't have to worry about cast time and like juggling your health and mana. You don't got to fucking do minions. You don't got to worry about building up stun and dodging a bunch of attacks because you're not in their face like a melee dude. Uh, Cast speed, like, yeah, man, maybe mana is a little bit of a hassle, but once you get just like the slightest bit of leech and like uh, a fucking good mana flask, like, there's no reason why you can't you can't just keep up on the mana. Uh, yeah, it's just not very demanding. It's not a very demanding class to play. It's not a very demanding build to play, and it's crazy to me that again, so many people seemed to overlook Lightning Arrow Ranger, despite the fact that it has had long-term viability in PoE one. It's been top of the game in PoE one before. It was one of the only viable builds at launch for PoE beta to get all the way through to Act three Impiety. So again, I understand it's like a historically biased opinion from an old head Path of Exile player, but when people ask me about my Lightning Arrow Ranger, it just really seems to me like the writing was on the wall for the last 10 years on what the best class to play for the beginning of PoE 2 was going to be. Whoa, Sin Lasher, you got to watch yourself with those smashes there, bro. That was getting scary. But yeah, mobbing build works great. Bossin, I would say, is the weak point of the build. Um, but even once you get to like the slightest bit of synergy between multiple skills, and like you don't just bank on Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow to do all the damage, and you start stacking like Poison Burst Arrow and Rain of Arrows plus Envenom and Comorbidity, then you really start like stacking not just multiple damage types, but multiple like sources of damage per second. and like, holy damn, dude. Like, if we're looking at the DPS of Lightning Arrow alone, we got like 22k, uh, which seems low. I feel like something got nerfed in the background, or maybe my Herald's funky or something. Yeah, I swear I was at like 25k yesterday. Whatever. Things stack strange, but I get it. PoE 2. But yeah, either way, you see like the lightning rods, those are popping for like 2k a second DPS. Then you got like 23k up here. Hit them with the poison burst arrow, and then you hit them with the rain of arrows, and like, look at that DPS. We're talking 33 plus 6. There's like 3940 plus 2. We're like 4250k DPS. And I'm not sure if that's counting the multiple projectiles that are getting launched due to the Deadeye passive and the dual string bow attacks extra additional arrow. Like, those passives are so huge that I'm not even sure if, when we look at the DPS figures, yeah, here we go. We're at 25k once we get back into the zone. Weird. Weird.